The U.S. and Venezuela. Unpacking a complicated relationship. 1. What has been the historic relationship between the U.S. and Venezuela? Historically, the U.S. presence in Venezuela has paralleled the rise of the oil industry. A U.S. military attaché once said that as oil relations go, so go U.S. Venezuela relations. Since 1908, every Venezuelan leader, in one fashion or another, has sought to mediate relations with the U.S. to ensure they stayed in power and have access to oil profits. That changed with Hugo Chávez's election in 1998, when he started to chart another course. Oil had already been nationalized in 1976, but the Venezuelan oil company PdVSA had managed to create a separation between the state and the company. Chávez sought to break that barrier because he wanted to control profits to invest in social programs. As was the case with all Venezuelan governments, his revolution depended on oil industry revenues. Q2. Who are Venezuela's current allies? Venezuela has generally had good relationships with all of its neighbors. Until January 3rd of this year, it had the distinction of being one of the only countries in the Caribbean basin where the U.S. had not intervened militarily. Before Hugo Chávez was elected in 1998, Venezuela's closest partner was the U.S. Chávez promoted the idea of a multipolar world. Venezuela established relations with China, Cuba, and Russia, and endeavored to establish relationships with Africa. That shifted the balance of the relationship away from only the U.S. toward a new set of partners. Q3. Why is the Venezuelan economy in shambles when the country is reported to have the largest proven oil reserves in the world? For starters, Venezuela's oil is heavy crude. It is much harder to pump out of the ground, and to refine it requires dilutants imported from the U.S. and elsewhere. That means the price of oil must be high for Venezuela's crude to be profitable. Historically, oil-producing economies have experienced boom and bust cycles depending on the price of crude. The U.S.-led sanctions against Venezuela have also hurt tremendously. They meant that Venezuela could not get credit on the world market, could not improve its infrastructure, and did not have the ability to bring in new technology. Its gold deposits in the Bank of England were sequestered, denying the Venezuelan government access to them. Then there was mismanagement, particularly after the strike in 2002 that attempted to force Chávez out of office by crippling the oil industry. This led to an exodus of experienced oil executives from the country. All of these factors combined to reduce oil production and income that the country relied on to purchase products, goods, and services. Q6. What about U.S. claims to have a right to Venezuelan oil? U.S. oil companies were given a concession to tap into the subsoil in Venezuela, but they were never given a contract to own it. That's part of the Spanish colonial legacy. Every country in Latin America initially retained ownership of the subsoil. That means that everything below the ground belongs to the state, and if you want to exploit it, you have to get a concession from the government. So foreign companies had a concession to produce the oil. They did not own the subsoil.